Hi friends, hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Martyna, and in today's video we are going to be continuing to work on this new journal that we've started I think last week, and I will of course link the video in which we made this cover in the description box below. But basically this journal I am making to replace this one which we also made together, and I will also try to remember to link this in the description box. So this particular journal, which is pretty much filled and I love it so much, this journal we made from a cover of an old book. So that was really fun, and we covered the inside with some wrapping paper and fabric and all that. But for the next journal I decided to do something different. So first of all, this is a soft cover journal, and it is made from Daphne's diary covers. So I chose some images to go to the front and the back, and then inside we have Daphne's diary papers, some stamperia paper here in the spine area, and the spine on the outside is also covered with paper, with scrapbooking paper. We also did this cute little cluster, which I think is really nice, and it adds just some different texture to this cover because, you know, it's not all so flat and so papery. And I also stitched around with my sewing machine just to make sure everything stays together. We also have lace here, so if you have not seen this first part, then do check out the description box where this video is going to be linked. But for today I want to start with choosing papers. So I'm going to be first of all going through some Daphne's Diary magazines because they have some beautiful papers, and while we are not permitted to use them for journals for sale, this particular journal is going to be my personal one, and so I want to use some of these really pretty pages. And then also I will show you guys, I have a stack of different things here, so I will show you guys what else I'm going to choose for this journal. And maybe I will move this aside for the time being. And also let me just show you guys this wonderful stack of goodness. I'm so excited. So I completely ran out of my coffee and tea stained papers completely, like I had no sheet left. And so I've mentioned it in a few videos before, but this part, dyeing papers, is really one of my least favorites when it comes to crafting, because it's so busy and it takes up a lot of, not busy, I meant messy, and it takes up a lot of space which I don't really have in my apartment, and you know, it takes a lot of time as well. But I like, this just makes me so happy, and it's so crunchy and pretty. And so I promise that one day I will film my process of dyeing papers. It's nothing extraordinary at all, but I know that some of you guys have been asking for this video. But for now, I don't know, this seems like a daunting task just because it's so messy, and like I have such a limited space to work in. So yeah, but yeah, I want to film it. I also, for this batch, will I be able to see, for this batch, for some of the papers, I also used some shimmery mist sprays. Oh, maybe you can see a little bit. We have some brown with a little bit of teal kind of mica in it, but I also have some with gold. Yeah, there is more here. Not sure the camera is picking it up, but it's there, it's visible in person. And then of course I also used some of my plastic laces which I got online in a Polish shop. This, oh, here is some gold. Well, it's probably not visible, but yeah, those plastic laces used to be quite popular here in Poland as a decor about, I don't know, maybe in the 80s or 90s, and so some people still have them and sell them, and so I found some and I used them to dye my papers with. So anyway, we are definitely going to be choosing some of these as well. But first, let me grab the stack of Daphne's Diary magazines. These are the magazines that I keep mentioning, which I am using to create this journal. And as you can see, I used the cover, just cut out a piece of a cover of one of the issues and used it like that. I couldn't fit Daphne's diary, but I think this diary looks really nice here. And so I don't want it to be filled with 100% Daphne's diary things, so that's why I'm only going to choose a few papers from those magazines, and then the rest I would choose like a regular mix of papers. And also when I am filling it in with collages, because this is why I am making this journal, I think I will be just using it like this one with some collaging. I also would like to use some Daphne's Diary elements on each of the pages, but also not make it an exclusive for Daphne's Diary, and just, you know, have a play with some of my other supplies. And yeah, so without further ado, let's start looking through these magazines. And at the back, they usually have those decorative papers at the back. So maybe I will move this. And let's see, we have those. Now, I'm not yet sure what color scheme I would like to go with, but perhaps not something wintry, because it's just so summery and bright and happy. So maybe I will put aside this. This one is the first issue from this year, 2022. So this is a winter one. But perhaps this one looks gorgeously spring or summer like. And look at those papers, you guys. Look at those papers. I remember now. I remember that these have some like hearts on the side. They were some, oh yeah, they are some for some kind of a project. But honestly, I just love those papers so much that I think I'm going to use them. And then for this side, I will probably cover it up with some collaging. So I'm going to take those two. And of course, there are a lot more pages, not just those decorative pages that you could use from those Daphne's Diary magazines. Like all of it, I think would look great. But of course, I'm just making one journal. Look at this. How beautiful. I love lilacs. Yeah. Okay. So we have two papers. I'm going to move this as well. And this one. Let's see. Oh, and the covers, everything is just so beautiful with those magazines. This one I really want. I love it. I love it so much. So that's number 3. Oh, I love pasta. There are so many great recipes in these magazines as well. So, and of course some kind of cards like that. So when I get to decorating this journal and actually working in it, I'm sure we are going to be cutting out some of those. Oh, oh, I love bullet journaling. This is so cute. This is so cute. Does it say whose bullet journal is this? No, I don't think so. That's really pretty. I used to do bullet journaling, but right now I'm a bit too busy to be able to make, you know, spreads for every single month, so I use a pre-printed planner. But just in case you don't know, a bullet journal is a planner which you basically create on your own from scratch using, ooh, this is pretty, using a blank notebook, and you create all of the calendar spreads and whatever you need from that. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, this is very, very summery indeed. So I think we need that too. I'm probably going to have to be cutting these papers to size a little bit. But oh, this one. So pretty too. But maybe, oh, I don't know. And this is so gorgeous. But then we have those ladies on the side, and if I fold it in half, then I'm going to fold through them. So I don't think, maybe I will leave this one for now. Like I said, I don't want too many, and I can always come back to that. Oh, this is interesting. I think I'm going to take this one. First of all, this side is just absolutely stunning, and then we have a little bit of like a calmer side here where I could actually use like as a background to collage. So I really, really like that. Oh, wow, this is stunning. This is stunning too. Okay, let's see. What do I have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 of these pages. And how many signatures? I'm thinking 3. So maybe let's take one more. One more of these. Although maybe there will be something with, again, with a little bit more like a simple background. Oh wow, gorgeous. This is also quite summery, and those colors are beautiful. But no, okay, let's go with this one. And now I'm going to grab a few of those papers, and I think I will leave the prettiest ones for journals that I make for my shop, so that you guys can get some of those really pretty ones with lace imprints if you purchase my journals. And I think again, maybe I will have six of those. So I have 3, 4, 5, and the crinkle is immaculate. So for this batch I used, excuse me, for this batch I used copy paper, which is slightly thinner than your regular copy paper. It was 60 GSM, where I believe the regular one is 80. So that's why it sounds like that. So we have these papers. What else do we have here? I have this. So I grabbed just like a notebook, It's a bit yellow, so I like it. Notebook page. I have 2 of those Chinese checks, which I really love, and they make for fun little half pages. And I also like that they have green on them, because a lot of the collages that I make are more like nature themed. I took this book because I love using end pages, or you know, some of these front pages. This one just have like one, oops, you don't even see, one word and just some like mark here. So I was thinking maybe of taking these 2 pages and using them as well, so that we don't waste anything. And this is Ekonomia Polityczna, which is political economy, economics, something that I'm clearly not not familiar with. What else do I have? Oh, so sometimes Daphne's Diary magazines come with little booklets like that, and I keep them. And this one is just, oh, see, it's it's for a bullet journal, so it's like a clean notebook, and it is actually sewn. So I thought maybe of using pages from this one to also add to my journal, so I can take a page or 2. And then this next booklet is a coloring book. So it has all of those super fun spreads that I think I may use in my journal as well. I will probably cover a lot of them up when I collage, but you know, it's just a fun page to add to your journal when you are making the signatures. So let's take this one with the cake, and yeah, maybe that's it. I also have this random sheet of some vintage paper, not sure what it is. This one, I'm also not sure what this is, some kind of vintage paper. I have some straw paper from Rachel at Roxy Creations. Then this one is some actual vintage ledger, so I may take a sheet or 2. This is an old calendar that was gifted to me, and so I thought I would take it, fold it, and use it as a page as well. I also have an old book. This one is more like antique, so I thought that some pages from this book would also look nice. I'm looking for the middle of the signature here. Or does it even have signatures? If not, then I'm going to have to use another book. No, it does. It does. I think this is the middle. Yeah. Okay, can I get to it and cut this string? Is there another one here? No. Okay, so maybe I will take this page, maybe both of them actually. What else? I also have this. This is just a piece of parchment paper, or you know, what you use for baking, and I used it when I was painting, as you can see, with some acrylic paints. And so I was thinking of maybe tearing a piece and adding it to my journal as well for the nice crunch value. I want another piece, maybe. I also like this color combo. So maybe we will take this one, like a bigger one, and then I will tear the top or the bottom off. Then I also have this. This I just finished packing some orders, and I used these papers to pack some extra goodies for my customers, and I am left with this little awkward piece which I don't think I can do much with, so why not add it to my journal? Okay, now I think I want to just see how much papers we already have. Fold them all in half. How are you guys? How are you doing? Happy September, by the way. I'm so happy. It's already September. I can't tell you how much I've waited for it. I just could not be happier. It's already here. We already have some cooler weather, which is great. It's funny because we've had this cooler weather for maybe like 2 days, and the first day when it was like really cool and so nice in our apartment, I felt so tired. I feel like all of this exhaustion that the heat wave caused just caught up with me, and like I slept a lot that day, and then yesterday I was also really tired, and so only today do I feel like coming back to life. But you know, that's fine. I think we all need a little bit of downtime from time to time. So I don't want to add too many papers to this journal, because when this journal, when I first created it, the covers met, like I could close it, and it looked like I didn't have enough papers, but then as you can see, it's already an alligator mouth, so I don't want to add too many papers when I am now starting, because it will grow when we add things to the pages. So first I'm just folding those papers, and then I will use my tearing ruler, or just by hand I will tear some of those pages that are too large for my cover. Okay, so let's see. My cover is, if I remember correctly, 20. Yeah. So I would say that I would be safe with 19 centimeters tall when it comes to my papers. And then I don't think the width is going to be a problem with any of those. So what do I want to do? Let's try with... So it is about 21, so I probably need to tear maybe this much. Yep, looks perfect. And then those I can leave for something else in my scraps box. Maybe we will actually use them for some stamping or something like that. So on some I will tear a little bit more, on some a little bit less, just to keep my signatures interesting with papers of various sizes. And then if at the end I find that some of them are still too large, then I will come back and tear some more. Okay, and the same with these. So how much should I tear off of these? And of course I'm also leaving all of those scraps. A little bit more here, maybe a little bit less. We can actually use those to decorate some of the spreads in the journal later. And I will also probably do something with those straight edges, make them a little bit more rugged. We will see. Then how long is this one? I need to shorten it just a little bit, so maybe I will do it on both sides. And then here as well. These are going to be okay, as well as these. This should also be, yes, this should also be okay. So maybe for this I will just tear the edge a little bit. Then this is probably too large, just a little bit though. And is it too wide? No, it should be perfect. And this one as well, just a little bit. And then maybe I will have this edge as well. Maybe I will do it kind of by hand. Some of those I'm probably going to do like that. This should be okay, but I will tear this just like this other paper. Now you of course don't have to do it. I know that some people don't like torn edges, or at least not that irregular edges in their journals, which is completely fine. You know, you can cut them all the way you prefer. I really like my torn edges, and I like them. The more irregular, the better. Those two are okay. This is okay. Now this one needs to be trimmed quite a bit. Yes, it should be okay. We can also add this, why not? And for this paper, let's see, also needs trimming. This should be fine. Yes, it should. I will also maybe tear this edge. Okay, so we have all of those pretty scraps. I'm going to add them to my scraps box. And now, what I would like to do next is I would like to choose the first and the last page, like the first page of the first signature and the last page of the last signature, because those are going to be the pages that you see when you open the journal, right? So I want to make sure that they match, and I actually think that this just matches so beautifully. So that may be my first page. And then my last page, let's see, do I want to go for for one of those, or maybe just something more neutral. Also, I think I might want to add some more book pages, perhaps. Sorry, you guys, I know this is not like the most organized tutorial or anything, but this is just kind of the organic way that I work on my journals. So let me see. Let me look at my bookshelf here. Maybe I will take a couple of pages from this. But these are small, so maybe... Where's the book that I'm looking for? Ah, here it is. I love the size of this book. This is the Reader's Digest Complete Library of the Garden. It's in 3 volumes and it is gorgeous, gorgeous, absolutely. It has beautiful illustrations, but what I also love, I love those text pages because they are not stark white, they are a nice creamy color, but they also have a really pretty natural like coloring, because they are quite old. So I think I will take 2 of those as well. Ooh. Maybe I will also grab this one, a sheet of music paper. So I'm going to fold it, and then 19 centimeters is around here. So let's do it this way. Is this going to be maybe a little bit too wide? So no problem at all. Okay, so my first page would be this, and my last page well, actually this would look pretty with the colors. Okay, I think this. And then I also want to choose the first page of the next signature, and I am thinking that this music paper will work just as well because it's kind of like a little bit more muted in comparison to both of these. So I know that I have 6 of those coffee papers, 2 per signature. And I also know that I have 6 of those, 2 per signature. So I already have 1 here, and this, and then this. And then yeah, let's just get to the papers. So I'm thinking maybe something like this, and maybe I will just trim it a little bit more so that we can see. And I don't know how many pages I have in total, so I'm not sure how many pages there will be per signature, but I will let you guys know when we are done here. And I think I want all of these edges to be torn for this particular journal. You will see how beautiful it looks when when all of your edges are torn in this irregular way. Maybe then we would take this paper or maybe the book page, because how tall is this? It needs to be slightly slightly shorter. So maybe the book page, or actually let's go with this. Then let's tear some of those edges. So now it's a little bit of of a repetitive process, but it's definitely a very relaxing one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 so far, 5 pages per signature. 5. Oh, come on, open up. Why can't I open? Let's add one of those scrunchy bits. Then maybe another one of these, very pretty, because it will work nicely with the pink that we have in this paper. And then maybe this for the inside. And I want to tear those edges as well. And if you want to end up with irregular edges, which I will show you how it looks when you have your signature completed, then I suggest doing it like tearing the edges first of all by hand, not with a ruler, because it is quite regular, and also doing it one by one, because then each page will have a slightly different pattern, which gives this super pretty effect. And yeah, look at this. Isn't this just so stunning? I love it. And then maybe we will add a little bit of like inking to some of these edges, or maybe we will do some gilding on some of them as well. So this would be our first signature, and let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. I'm going to take a sip of water. So the second signature will start with this, then maybe we will go with one of these beautiful papers. And then we could go with, this one is small enough that I can leave the edges straight, just for some variety. Then maybe one of these. Maybe I prefer it this way. It works nicely with the illustration here. How about this one next? Maybe the coffee paper. I'm sorry, I hope it's not too loud. It's quite loud outside, but I hope the microphone isn't picking it up too much. So how many do we have? 1, 2. I want them to be quite even with the number of pages, just because then when I fill them up they all feel at the same pace, and not, I won't end up with one super big signature, and then this could be not good for the binding. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I will probably be adding more pages. To each one of those. And we also have this, so maybe I'll add this to the first one. Okay, let's leave it at that for now. Signature number 2, and then 3. Maybe we will start with some of those vintage end pages. They are so brittle when tearing. But that only helps with the irregular shape of those. So how about this? Again, this is small enough that I can leave it with a straight edge for some additional interest. Maybe this, then we can have the book page. Then perhaps this. Maybe our beautiful paper could go next. And perhaps I will pair it with this one from the book. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, and maybe 10 and 11. Then I do want to add a little bit more to this one. Maybe actually here. It will look nice with the green. And then we also have this one and this. And oh, I have one more of these book pages. Do I already have it here? No. So perhaps here. And then I have one more of these to add somewhere. And I think we are done. And look at those edges, you guys. Again, I just love how it looks. I just love how it looks. So let's take a quick look. This fits here really nicely. Again, the cover's closed right now, but when we fill up this journal, they will definitely grow and expand. And so this is what the front is going to look like, and then the back, and I really like it. And then we have the papers. I will give you a final flip through when it's bound, but for now let's just take a quick look through those. Okay, now I think we are ready to bind them into the cover, and because I'm not making this journal for anyone else but me, I'm not making it for sale, and I want it to be in a true junk journal style, which, no, let me backtrack this, because I don't believe there is one true junk journal style, but more maybe with those imperfections and irregularities, because when I make my journals for sale, I of course pay a lot of attention to details, because I want them to be good, perfect, as much as they can, and also to stay to endure a lot. But for myself, I think I'm not going to be measuring anything actually, so my signatures may turn out a little crooked, but yeah, let's give it a try. Now I am thinking what kind of a twine I would like to use. Like, would I prefer this or maybe the white one actually? So what I'm going to be needing is my twine. This is just like linen twine. I also need my needles, my awl, which is the pokey tool, and my pokey book, which I use to poke holes. And I usually start with the last signature for some reason. So what I'm going to do is I am going to clip all of those pages together because it's much easier this way. And then I'm going to position it here somehow and just go for it, you know. Just make the holes. And I am using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, so I want three holes per signature. Okay, now, so one roughly in the middle, then one towards the bottom, and one towards the top of the pages. Let's see, is this very crooked? Yeah, it is a little bit, but that's fine. So now I'm going to take my needle, my twine, and I usually take 3 lengths of the signature. Okay. And so I start with the middle hole, and I try to leave a nice long tail on this side. Then from the outside I go in to the top, all the way down to the bottom, and from the outside back through the... Oh, stop closing. I need to see if I'm not puncturing the thread. Yes, and only now it's the moment when I tighten everything up, so I make sure my 2 long strings are on the each on the other side, on or either side of this long one, and carefully, because we have some different papers here, some of them thin, some of them vintage. I just make sure everything is nice and tight. You don't want to pull too hard, but just check if everything looks good here. And I make a double knot, and then I usually make a bow, but because it's double knotted I will be able to cut it off if I don't want it here. And here is our first signature bound. Okay, I think I'm going to pause the camera and do the other 2 off camera, just because it's going to be very repetitive and I don't want this video to be super long. Whoops, I'm sorry. But I will be back with you guys in just a sec. Look at all of this goodness, you guys. it is all stitched. So once again I decided for this one not to go with any type of template. So this is so cute. I love how uneven and wonky this looks. This is really something kind of different for me, embracing imperfections. However, because again I know not everyone likes this kind of look, if you would prefer more of this unified and measured look, then do check out the video for this journal, because I used a template for the signatures here, and I have it in video tutorial. So that's it. But I'm in love with this, and I can't wait to start filling this journal, all of the pages. Let's give you guys a flip through, so that we can see what we've done. And yeah, this just makes me so happy. I love all the different sizes of papers and textures and sounds. That's what I also do in my journals for sale. I always look for this tactile experience, and as well as visual and the sound, because you know, each one of these papers just sounds different, and that's also fun too. So I'm looking forward to working in this journal. I'm probably going to be sharing videos. So in the description box I will link the playlist that I created for this particular journal, and all of the videos regarding this, so making the journal but also working in it and decorating it and collaging, are going to be in this one place, in this one playlist. Alrighty, so yeah, so again, this closes right now, but it is going to expand really nicely, I'm sure of it. And maybe as we go I will think about some kind of a closure, but in all honesty I have a closure here and I have not been using it, so maybe I will decide when this journal is finished to add a closure, just because then I can close it and put it on my shelf. But so far, yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother. And yeah, okay, so that would be it for today. Thank you so much for spending time with me crafting today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was useful, or at least, you know, enjoyable and relaxing. And I will speak to you guys very soon in the next one. Bye!